Hey y'all, welcome to Off the Beaten Path. My name is Cush.
My name is Breezy. On our podcast, we explore the great outdoors and the Second Amendment with a blend of culture,
comedy, and conversation. And oh yeah, I'm making beats.
Look.
There we go. And we're hot.
We're live. We're here. What are we doing? We are Off the Beaten Path. I'm Breezy. That's my co-host Cush. And we got Brittany Booth.
It's
from
Brittany.
Booth Media Group here. What's up, Britt?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Living the dream.
Living the dream.
All right, so Britt, we are recording this video, but this does distribute out to just audio platforms. So we're gonna do we're just gonna jump right in. You've been a lifelong outdoors woman, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Outdoorsman. You don't have to say outdoors woman. It's okay.
Why not? That's
what's really.
We did our little bit of research and we saw lifelong outdoors woman.
Lifelong. I thought she like chopped you in the neck the first time you called her outdoorsman. She's like, it's woman.
It's woman. Oh, man. Thank you. So, Britt, how long have you been hunting?
For my whole life, and I'm kind of old, so it's been a long time.
Nah, you don't look old. All right, so okay. All right, let's put on our serious hat because we can all have fun and get way off topic.
Oh yeah.
All right. So lifelong hunter, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
So I'm originally from Michigan, from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And if you don't know about Michigan, there's two parts, and people who are from there like to use their hands to show the two different parts, because one part at the bottom looks like the mitten and the top part looks like that. So that's where you point to where you're from to show people.
So you're not from Detroit?
I'm not.
She's like back when I was doing rap battles on 8 Mile. Wait,
Yeah.
so are you all Michigan sports then? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Michigan sports. So we're big like baseball family.
Okay.
We never really got into football much at my house because like the fall is when we're bird hunting, upland hunting a lot. So we weren't really like big into the football thing, but we love some Tigers baseball. Yes.
All right, because I immediately think Michigan Wolverines when I think
same.
Michigan,
Same.
I thought maybe like you were a diehard Wolverines fan. And you go back up there a lot to hunt, or maybe not a lot, but you do go back up to hunt, correct?
Yeah, I do. I go back up there all the time. So we usually make a couple trips a year, one for spring turkey season, a really long trip in the fall for upland birds, grouse and woodcock, and then also do some deer hunting during that time too, bow hunting, and usually go once in the summertime just to hang out and go look for rocks on the beach. That's my side quest that I like.
But for those of us who live next to the Atlantic Ocean, we know we're the only real beach.
Okay.
Britt, I told Breezy when we got to this year's POMA site, he's like, man, what's that smell like? I forgot who was with us. Was it Gina? Yeah. I don't remember who it was. I was like, it smells like turtle tank.
Yeah, that was the most accurate description I've ever heard in my life. That was amazing.
Like a fish tank.
Yeah.
Turtle tank, not fish. Turtle tank. Specifically
the Great Lakes.
Yes, the Great Lakes. Which was actually beautiful. It was really beautiful. So at what age did you pick up your first like firearm to actually go out on a hunt?
I mean, so I started shooting when I was really little. I had a 410 that my grandma gave me that I still have. And so I kind of learned how to shoot on that. And then in Michigan, you have to be 12 years old to get your hunter safety license, which just basically means that you're legal to hunt. Not like including any youth hunts or anything that like sort of mentored hunts that they do. But when I turned 12, I got my hunter safety, and my dad was like, oh, where do you want to go for like your first hunt? And he thought I was going to say like, oh, let's go deer hunting, at grandma's, or let's go turkey hunting or whatever. And I was like, I think I want to go to Quebec on a caribou hunt. And he was like, okay. Wow. So that year, for Christmas, Santa brought me a 7 mag, a Browning Able 7 mag rifle.
Wow.
And we went to Quebec when I was like 12-ish, 13-ish, and I shot a giant caribou and just had a blast with my dad and a whole bunch of other guys up there. And yeah, that was my first like big hunt experience. And then I went on from there to shot deer, turkey, every upland bird almost. Well, not every, but a
lot.
ton of grouse and woodcock in Michigan area. And then we also started hunting in Africa. So when I was 16, we went on our first safari in the Limpopo region of South Africa. And then my dad and I both just like fell in love with it. So we started working for an outfitter over there, and we were like selling hunts on the United States side for him and going all to like Safari Club International banquets all over the US. And then my dad decided that he wanted to guide. So he got his professional hunter's license over there, which at the time he was the only US citizen to have a PH license in South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah. And then from there, we decided to open up our own company. So we had a partner who was in South Africa. And we were on the East Cape. And so we sent hunters over there, and I would take groups of women hunters, and we would go and shoot tons of animals, and it was just a blast. So we did that for quite a long time. I was all throughout, gosh, I'm trying to think, ever since I was 16 to probably maybe in my 30s. So we were involved with that for quite a long time.
So you're not still in your 30s?
Yeah.
Nah. I'm having a big birthday this year. I'm going to be 40.
No way. Guess we didn't get the invite.
No, I mean, I'm not having a party. I'm just having a birthday. Like, you're invited.
Yeah. I was thinking, man, Santa was built different back then, huh? Man, he really
Santa really came through at age 12.
I want to go ahead.
There's a lot to unpack there. I love, like, I can see you going there with all the experiences and remembering your first hunt and what that must have been like. What was that like in that moment of you hunting in Quebec? Did you know, like, oh yeah, I found it, you know, I wanted to do that thing. Now I'm here, like, oh yeah, this is my thing, I'm gonna do this. And
for sure, yeah. And I mean, I knew before then, because my dad and mom would always take me out with them. Like, some of my earliest memories are following my dad looking for a turkey sign while he was turkey hunting, and my job was to find like the turkey poop on the ground, and the male turkey poop is shaped like a J, the letter J. And so I'd be like, look, Dad, J's. And so that, you know, kind of growing up, just always having that it's just part of our life. It's just what we do. Yeah. So for me, there never really was like a defining moment of, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. It's who I was. It's what I always did. And so it's something that's just been kind of ingrained in my lifestyle ever since I was really little.
So do you prefer?
I definitely loved the caribou hunt. That was super fun.
Well, I was just about to ask, do you prefer big game hunting? Because I see the two birds in the back. Or do you prefer upland, like bird hunting?
My personal favorite thing to do is upland bird hunting, because of the dog work that's involved with it. So we have hunting dogs, German Shorthair Pointers, and so I've had a GSP growing up for my entire life, and that's just, I like that aspect of it, to watch the dogs work, watch them really do, you know, what they were born to do, and be able to handle them and also hunt at the same time is really cool. So I love that. I really enjoy turkey hunting as well. So there's a lot of interaction that you get with turkey hunting, where you're calling to them, you're trying to get them to come to you, you're kind of trying to outsmart them and pretend like you're the female turkey to get the male turkey to come your way. So I like that sort of interaction that you have. I have a hard time sitting still and like being really quiet, which obviously that we were talking about before. My daughter is in kindergarten and she got in trouble for talking too much, which is like, I knew that was going to happen. Like, she gets it honestly. So.
Yeah, she's one.
Yeah, but my husband really likes deer hunting, and I'm kind of like, meh, it's okay. I don't like to just sit there and like stare out the window.
Shout out my boy JT, because he could probably process a deer with a baseball. Guys,
Well, I was thinking,
he's a mountain of a man. He's like 7 feet. His head or his hand can wrap around our head. He's just a massive human.
I'm thinking he just like jumps out of the tree stand, and, like the deer, and, like chokes it out. You know,
the deer's back. He is a large human. He is a large.
He's a large human. I love that. I love hearing about that, because I did go hunting. It's been a while, so that's why the beautiful part of a lot of this for me is like the reintroduction, is because I do remember when I was a kid and my dad was pulling me by the ear, you know, like, get over here, boy, you know. But we'd sit in a deer stand I'm like, Dad, what are we doing up here? This is crazy. And now I understand, wow, my dad was my age when we were out there. So I appreciate so much more when we're in the outdoors. But I also get the call and response. Like we haven't been turkey hunting. So I love that part of it. That would interest me, because we got our first taste in a while, Cush his in Texas hunting hogs. It was an amazing experience. So I love how you talk about, because it is an experience, and there are like emotions that are involved, right? Like I wasn't sure how I was going to do killing that hog after a while. So I just love the way you explain it and talk about it, and how it goes back and from your parents and was handed down, because I imagine with your daughter now, she sees her parents, you know, and pretty soon she's going to have a firearm in her hand. I don't know what are your plans for that? Like, as far as introducing her to that, and when is she going to get?
Oh yeah. So she already has a ton of guns. And she is totally into it. So we have a feeder and camera in our backyard for deer, and she is like, oh, I got to check on my deer, you know, and she wants to be involved in everything, you know. She's been grouse hunting with me. She'll stuff her pockets full of snacks and just walk on the trail, you know, while we're hunting. And she's really funny. She doesn't let you, like, if you miss, like she'll call you out.
That's awesome.
One time the dog was on point, and I was like, okay, you stay out here on the trail. I'm going to go in and flush the bird and try to shoot it. And she was like, okay, Mama. And then I went in there and boom, boom, no bird. And I came back, she said, Mom, where's your bird? And I was like, I didn't get it. She was like, oh, that's not good. You know, but yeah, she loves it. And she likes to help training the dog and doing simple things like, you know, just yard training with him and stuff like that. So, yeah, she's
so how important is the dog to upland hunting?
Super important.
I have no idea.
Beat, y'all. Hold on. I'll be back.
Okay.
I'm gonna get over here and actually make my beat now.
Oh, okay.
Get out of here. Get out of here, kid.
Yeah, the dog is super important to upland hunting. I mean, people do a bird hunt without a dog, and it's possible to do it. Your success rate is probably just going to be a
super
lot less. And it really depends on what kind of upland hunting you're doing as well. To, you know, with grouse and woodcock hunting, the terrain is a lot different than if you were pheasant hunting or quail hunting. And, you know, the woods are usually really thick, especially if it's early in the season. All the leaves are going to be on the trees. So you're basically like walking through like the thickest possible, you know, terrain that you can. And even on the ground, like the ferns are tall, it's just really thick stuff. So like the dog could be on point 10 yards in front of you and you can't even see him. Yeah, so it's tough. And I think also that's probably part of why I like it so much, is because it's so challenging, but it's so rewarding when you finally, even if you don't kill a bird, if your dog is pointing a bird and you flush it and you shoot at it, like that's big time. You're excited about.
So are the birds on the ground?
Yes.
And
the
the
birds
that
are on the
wow. And how does the dog point a bird?
So the birds are on the ground usually. Sometimes they can be up in a tree, but you don't shoot them out of the tree. That's not like a sporting way to do it.
Yeah.
So they'll be on the ground in whatever habitat they're in, and the dog will come in and they'll smell it. And they'll go on point. And then you have like a GPS collar or a beeper collar. I personally use a GPS. And so it'll vibrate to tell you that the dog is on point. Like there's like a handheld portion of it that you keep, and then there's the collar that's on the dog. And the handheld will vibrate, and you'll be able to look at it, and it'll tell you like, oh, the dog is 10 yards north or whichever direction he's in. And you walk in, and the dog stays on point. You walk in and go in front of the dog to where you think the bird is, and you have to look to see, okay, the dog is pointing in this direction. There's, all these trees over here. What's the best way that I can walk in to try to flush the bird so it will go into, an area where I could try to shoot at it, which usually you don't, because it's so thick, you don't really have like a clear open shot. But yeah, then you just go in and you walk in and the bird will flush and you'll try to shoot at it.
Is it kind of like those old time pictures where you've seen dogs, like hunting dogs, and they're standing still and that's how they're pointing?
Yeah.
What? That's cool. That's cool. So is GSP the best type of dog for that style of hunting, or?
I think it depends on what you're doing and what kind of dog you like. So there's definitely other kinds of dogs, other breeds of dogs that can do that style of hunting. A lot of people like setters, different like Brittany's, but some people use flushing dogs for it as well. So it's just a little bit of a different style of hunting where your dog's just going to go in and you can tell that they start acting a different way. We like to call it that they get birdie. And so it might be that they're wagging their tail or not wagging their tail, or they're doing something different with their demeanor that will show you that there's a bird nearby, and they'll go in and they'll flush the bird for you. So labs or like Cocker Spaniels, different types of flushing dogs that people like to use for it. And then some people use both. So I have a friend of mine who he had both a pointing dog and a flushing dog. So his setter would go in and point, and then he would send his lab in to flush the bird. And
that's cool.
So yeah, there's all sorts of different ways that you can do it. It's just whatever your personal preference is. And I mean, I grew up with GSPs. That's just what I've always had. And, they're really good family dogs. They're great with kids, great in the house. Like,
that's cool. That's cool. Now, I did obviously read some of your articles that you've written in preparation for this episode. And one of the things that I love that I didn't even think about was the generational, I guess, I know in your article you didn't say it was handed down to you. Like, I did what any daughter would do. I said, Dad, can I borrow your shotgun? And just kept it. I think that's cool because, it's been part of the family. I read that he got it from someone who had it for a long time and wasn't really used. Is that something you look forward to doing with your daughter, passing down that shotgun to her?
Yeah, for sure. So, you're talking about our upland shotgun. We have vintage Winchester 101s. And so that's the first gun that my dad started upland hunting with. He still has his, but we've had, he had a ton of them. And so there's been times when I was like, okay, like I'm just going to borrow this. And then I just never gave it back. Yeah. That's kind of how I started out with my collection. So now I have a ton of them, and I actually just completed. I have 12 gauge, 20 gauge, 28 gauge, and 410s. So, and I have like multiple 12 and 20s and different chokes. Like I have one that's skeet choke, one that has interchangeable chokes. I've got all sorts of things. And my husband's uncle, when he passed away, he had a 20 gauge 101 that his wife gave to me. And so that's a really special gun. I've got a limited edition 20 gauge from the Rough Grouse Society that they made special with has like the engraving and gold inlay with a rough grouse on it. So yeah, I'm definitely the 410 that I have. I think Hunter, my daughter, will end up using. And yeah, like I said, she's got tons of guns. JT, when she was born, he like started building her an AR, and just it's for the baby. Like I'm like, what do you do? It's for the baby. Okay.
Of course, that's so cool because, like, I know we've had a lot of off-camera conversations. We've known each other now for a little over a year, and my 40s is all about hunting, and we've had conversations about upland hunting and big game hunting. So when we have these talks, I often think about like, man, there's people who have been doing this for generations, and you guys just have a wealth of information that you won't necessarily find in a book, And so to hear how passionate you are and how you drive your lifestyle around your hobby is really freaking cool to me. And that's something that both Rob and I are working intentionally because, like we own an agency. Our goal is to tell stories similar to yours and other folks. And I think it's cool to see. I don't know if we said it, I'm sure we did, but this entire season is all about women, and women are all around powerhouses when it comes to, I mean, y'all are the matriarchs of the families, right? Like, I think I heard someone at the NSSF say, if you want to train a family for safety, teach the mother or something along those lines. Don't quote me on it, but something along those lines. So to see that you're like really passionate, and I love the competitiveness between you and your dad. I read that in that article. I was like, man, that's cool. Because when I look at my daughters, I don't necessarily think, hey, we can compete in something. But, my youngest, she's like, Dad, I want to get into like guns and firearms for self-defense. And I'm like, yeah, that's dope. And then you start realizing, oh, this is bigger than just self-defense. I can get into, competitive shooting. I can get into hunting. I can get into big game. There's like so many things, tactical games. I can do all kind of stuff. And it's cool that like you've stuck to what has been a true memory driver for you. And that's fire. So that, I know I've been kind of rambling on here. I read one of your articles. Talk to us about some of the stuff you've written, because I see those awards back there. Shout out to POMA. She's a Gold Award winner. You're a talented writer. Talk to us about how you started writing.
Thank you. So it's funny that you talk about the generational things. And for me, I guess I didn't really think about that when I was younger. And now that I'm, an adult and I have my own kid, it's something that I think about a lot. But for me, starting out with my writing career, my dad used to be a state trooper, a Michigan state trooper. He actually is from Detroit, 8 Mile. And he was a state trooper down in that area in the 70s. And then moved up to the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, when my parents got together and had me. It was just like a safer area. And so at first I was like, oh, I want to be a cop. And my dad was like, no, you're not. And then he always wrote about his hunting excursions, and he's been in Michigan Out of Doors and different magazines and different books. And he would write about us hunting together, and been in the safari Club International magazine, and he's written a couple of outdoor books as well that he self-published. And so I was like, okay, well, when I was in high school, I was editor of our yearbook, and I was always super involved with writing. And so I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll be a journalist. Maybe I'll go to school for journalism and I'll be an outdoor writer. And he was like, okay, sure, do that. So I went to Western Michigan University, go Broncos, down in the Lower Peninsula, and I got a degree in journalism. I wrote for the student newspaper there. When I was in high school, I did an internship at our little town newspaper. So it was just something that I was always really into. And after I got out of college, I was like, okay, we're not going to make like a good living being a freelance writer. So we need to expand our horizons here. And that was before anybody was doing like a social media manager. It was, right when social media was really kicking off for brands and companies. And so I did a little stint, with my business doing freelance writing and social media management. And just everything really took off from there. Ever since I got out of college, I've had my own business, and I've done some form of editorial, magazine, publishing, writing, copywriting, copy editing, and just everything involved in that. So, it's been quite a long time, doing that with my company. And I feel very blessed that I was able to take something I was passionate about and turn that into a career. And it's funny because, people say, oh, well, if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life or whatever. I don't think that's true. It's hard work. I love it. But it's definitely a blessing in the fact that I do get to plan my hunting trips around my, work. I can take my computer wherever I want to, even if it's the middle of nowhere and we go to hunting camp. I can work from there if I want. I have the opportunity to pick up my daughter from school when she needs to be picked up, and drop her off when she needs to be dropped off. And I can go and be the room mom for a day at kindergarten if I want to. And I get to do it, talking about and working with something that I really love and meeting all the people that I've met in the industry. I mean, I have some girlfriends that I've known for 15 years, and I met them on the internet because we were part of a women's hunting group, and they're some of my closest friends. And I mean, I met you guys last year at the POMA conference. We're such good friends now, and it's just a blessing, to be able to live a certain lifestyle that not everybody gets to. So
that seems like 10 years ago, by the way, which is crazy.
Yeah, it does seem like 10 years ago. It seems like we've been friends for a lifetime.
Yeah,
but you're 100% right as far as like the flexibility it offers. And there's certain friends in our circle, Breezy and I, that I think for them, they think we're just having fun 100% of the time, and it's like, no, we're actually working. We just happen to be best friends who own an agency, and we're
going to make anything fun,
Yeah.
There's always going to be some level to fun, but yeah, I agree. And it's cool that it's we get to see so many different things now.
Yeah, it's definitely it takes you places that you would not
100%.
expect. And it's interesting to look back at sort of the progression of my career. And you guys you're talking a little bit about shooting sports and stuff like that. So for a while there, I was shooting 3-gun competitively and on a team for that. And I actually got my dad into shooting 3-gun. So that was kind of like a role reversal where, normally he was the one that was like getting me into all the hunting stuff. And then when I started shooting 3-gun, I was like, oh, you should try this. It's really fun. And so we did that for a while, and we shot together, and, just kind of looking at everything, just where the road takes you, it's pretty cool. But now going into year 40, this is my year of doing different things. So, I've been rough grouse hunting and woodcock hunting forever, for my whole life. And this year we're going to go on a couple of trips, my dad and I, and then I have a girlfriend that she breeds dogs. I actually got my dog from her. And we're going on a trip where we're going to be hunting like totally different birds, prairie chicken, pheasant. I've killed pheasants before and quail before, but I've never killed a prairie chicken. So that's one thing that I have on like my bucket list of what I want to do this year. And then I live actually down south now. And so I want to start doing like some hunts down here that are totally different. So there you can hunt like snipe and rail out of a boat in like the coastal plains and Piedmont region. And so you have like a push pole where you're like your dog's on the skiff and you're like pulling through, and then like the bird flies and you shoot it. And I'm like, that's like so
Mario Brothers.
I was kind of like duck hunt, right?
Duck hunt, yeah.
A reference for it. Yeah, duck hunt.
Yeah, duck hunt.
So yeah, it's totally different, and it's something that like I'm obviously it's still upland hunting and it's still like bird hunting, but it's something that I've never done before. So I'm like super into trying to do like new things.
That's cool.
So I don't know what I missed when I was over there chopping and cutting and hibachi styling my beat. Did we, because I thought about it, we did meet at POMA.
We did.
Did you guys speak about POMA and what?
Not yet. We were just actually about to dive into it. So for the listeners, Miss Brittany Booth is the Madam President of POMA. She was recently voted into that position. So congratulations on that.
DJ Airhorn.
And she somehow managed to drag me into a position on the board. No, I'm just kidding. I'm eager to serve. How did you get involved with POMA?
It's a good question. I think it was one of those things where, it was Michelle Sherman, who is a former president, and also in the outdoor industry. She has a company called Bulletproof Communications. I've been friends with her for a really long time, and it was just kind of one of those things where she was like, you should get involved in this organization, come and check it out. And so POMA stands for Professional Outdoor Media Association. And it's a really great group of people. I got involved with it about probably 5 years ago or so. I went to one of the conferences and was just like, all right, let's see what this is all about. And it kind of stuck with me from there. I got trapped and now I'm the president. So, but no, it's good. It's a great way to network. It's really good for people who are either trying to like break into the industry or, newer and want to make those connections. It's basically the general premise of it is we have two different sides of our membership. The one side is the media, and that can be any kind of outdoor media. So shooting, hunting, fishing, like any of that hook and bullet media. And then the other side is the corporate partner side. And so that's brands, companies, manufacturers, different tourism boards, and the whole goal of the organization is to link the two different sides of membership together so that they can work together, network. The writers and videographers and photographers find, different assignments through meeting with the corporate partners. And it's all about, linking people up to make money and further their careers. So.
And if I can jump in here real quick, this is going to be a shameless unpaid plug. I know I'm on the board, but all that aside, Breezy and I can attest to the value that POMA has added to our professional lives and how we navigate the space. I know we said it earlier. We just met last year, but it seems like it's been a lifetime. We've seen each other at several shows, and what you said, it almost somebody new into the space would be like, I've heard that before, but it really is hands down probably the most fruitful event we've been to period, full stop. There hasn't been another show or meetup or range day that has been as fruitful for us. And never mind the business and money lines, just the friendships, right? And I know sometimes we can text like girls, like high school girls, when we're all texting and then we get back to work, but it really is about the connections you make there, because hunting in the outdoors, from my perspective, what I can see is all about friendships and, you know, people who are more knowledgeable wanting to dump information into the people who are coming into the space. And so for me, in my perspective, I would 100% say join POMA if you can. You should. I don't see why you shouldn't. But Breeze, I know for you it means something different, because your dad used to take you out hunting and it's allowed you to reconnect. So I'll let you speak on that too.
No, I 100% agree with everything you said. And even, you know, Brittany, I've represented POMA at a couple of things, because I genuinely, I know people see my excitement when I speak about it. I'm not just there, you know, everything he said is 100% true. It's the relationships we have, the experience we had there, the community. You know, I speak about the outdoor community a lot, and it's, I had a conversation with a few people at ICAST in Orlando, and they're like, it really is a special community of people, like you said, that are willing to always pull. The thing I love about, one of the many things I love about it is the constant thought of preservation, right? We have to pass this information along so the next generation and the next generation can keep all this that we love intact, so we can still do it. And that's one of the main things. But yeah, 100%, POMA was by far our best decision to do and go, and the relationships we have been amazing. So
brought to you by Off the Beaten Path.
BMG Booth Media.
No, I love that. And I think part of, you know, so every year we have a big event for POMA, and part of what I love about that is like we all learn things there, but we get to go and shoot cool guns and like test out new products and see different things. And that's all really cool. But my favorite part about it is like the after hours networking stuff that we do, where we're all just like sitting around a campfire, drinking beer, and somebody brings out a guitar and starts playing their guitar and singing. And like, that's just like the coolest part about it. Like, I truly do feel like our group is just a nice family that all just like, hey, we're at a family reunion and we're all doing businessy things at the same time, you know. That's really cool. But definitely I feel like now, sometimes with the age that we're in with like the internet and social media and everything that is immediate and at our fingertips, we sort of forget about just hanging out with people, you know.
Slowing down,
just like chilling, having a good conversation. And there's so many things that come out of that. Even like Cush, you and I on the phone the other day, we're talking about some businessy things. And I was like, oh yeah, did you know that you could do X, Y, and Z? And you were like, I had no idea. Like just having those, you know, just those conversations, you never know what's going to come out of it. Whether it's like tips and tricks that somebody can pass down to you, or maybe they can introduce you to somebody else that can help you with, you know, part of your business or something that you want to do. Like,
you know, for me, it's the the trips, because this is our second year attending, and I know this year the very first trip that we landed on, or I guess field trip, I don't know if it's a field trip or whatever, but when we pulled up to Winus Point and we were learning about the history, just 4 years ago, I would have never imagined in my life I would be standing in that exact moment in time with the group of people that we were there with. And then the year prior, we were at the South Carolina Waterfowl Association. Is that right?
Yeah.
I took the historic tour, me and Breezy did, and what we learned, I was just like thinking
on its own, getting there and why we missed it. Yes, but
but it was amazing, because I am from the city. I've never in a million years thought, I know how old our country is, but you don't realize some of the institutions that are in place and how long they've been around until you actually get exposed to it. And so like standing in Winus Point, and it smells vintage. And that's something that you can't create in a picture or video. That's something that like you have to be there to understand the importance and the relevance to the industry and the space. And so I always look forward, yes, to the networking events, but I also look forward to like stuff like that, something that's rich in history and will bend my brain a little bit. So
and that was the duck hunting club that we went to. The board, the POMA board, took a little field trip and had a meeting and dinner out there, and we were very lucky to do that. They don't generally just open the doors for anybody.
Like, I don't think a lot of people come in here that aren't members.
No, so they have a very short list of members that they have, and I think they were talking about one of the members is somehow connected lineage to like the original people who set up that, and it was really cool to hear about all of the different conservation efforts that they have and the biologists that they work with, and they're doing a ton of testing avian influenza that's really kind of kicking the butt of a lot of the bird hunting stuff right now. So they're doing tons of testing with AI, and it was just amazing to hear all their different initiatives that they have going on for the conservation side of things, and just being in that like historic, like super old, super cool stuff, like looking at all the mounts that they had, and that was awesome.
That was all part of the POMA experience that we had.
All a part of the POMA experience.
Didn't I should have had like a cool jingle.
What are you gonna do?
There we go.
The ding, ding, ding. So we're almost at our 45-minute mark. Breeze. So let us hear what you got, bro.
So basically, but I want to sum up the conversation. What I heard here is that you invited us on a turkey hunt. Is that what?
A 40th birthday bash.
100%. Yes.
All right.
I would love that. I actually, and that's another thing about getting older, is that for me, my like biggest, I don't know how to explain it, but like I like taking other people hunting that maybe haven't done it before. And so like for me, it would be more fulfilling to call in a turkey for you guys and have one of you shoot it than it would be for me to shoot it myself. Like that's just like one of those perks of maturing, and like I've shot
the feeling we're about to have when we clap that turkey.
Get away from my bird.
He just did a little something. He just trying to get lucky, and here we are waiting behind the bushes for him.
Here we go. Exactly. So if you want to come, you can come up to Michigan, and we'll get you on a bird.
Awesome. So what I crafted
Bobby
over here, is that what you were inquiring about?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I got a little something. You let me know.
Oh boy.
As well, you let me know.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
That's actually damn good.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
That's to the chorus part. Oh, are you? I don't want to get, us flagged.
That is actually hard, though. I like that.
Really good.
I like it. It would have been a tough one. It's kind of but I caught a little groove with it, so it worked out.
That's good.
But the timing sounds
awesome.
really. That's off. We just, we're doofuses when we want to be. So, what's next for you?
Next for me, just living the dream. I'm working. I've got a bunch of magazines that I'm working on right now. Just wrapped up a couple of fall issues. I am super excited getting ready for my trip up north. My dad and I are going to North Dakota on that bird hunt that I was talking about. So getting ready for that and planning the next POMA event. I think we're this close to figuring out where we're going, and I'm excited. And it's something that you don't even know about, so I'll have to tell you off camera because it's a different place than than what you think.
Well,
But,
okay, so before we close this,
yes.
we need you to expound on what you posted on your Instagram story the other day. You walk into the gun store, and dude is fussing about women not knowing what to do with guns, and he flagged you, right?
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
So I walk in and JT is with me, and I saw this 101 up on the wall, which I was like, that's weird. And people usually don't just like have those. And we'd never been into this store before. And we were actually just going to get lunch, and we saw this store was right next door to where we were going to eat. So I was like, oh, let's just pop in there. I've never seen it. So I'm like, hey, can I look at that shotgun on the top or whatever? And he was like, yeah. So he like gets it down and proceeds to literally like point it right at my face as he's handing it to me. So I grabbed the barrel and like just put the barrel straight up, because I was just like, what are you doing? And then I was looking at it. It wasn't in good shape, but I started to break it down. So I like took the forearm off, and he's like, oh, women don't usually know how to do that. And like, he was just a mess. And I just like kind of gave JT like a side eye, and I was like, well, this isn't in good shape. And I was like, I don't need to see it.
That's one of those stigmas, right? Like there's the space not typically, but there is that notion in the space, that women don't know. Like that sentiment is real. A lot of the conversations we've had with women have similar stories. And I mean, I think that goes to talk about like one of the things that we're really big on is safety. And so that was you essentially. How do I say this without sounding man? Hold on, I gotta think about how to say this. Oh, geez. If I said it the way I normally would say it makes sense. It lands. Essentially, you were flexing on them. Yeah, exactly. You were flexing on them. You were
I wasn't trying to, but I was like,
yeah, and that's cool because like I am a woman. I know how to handle this firearm, and you incorrectly were handling it
in my face.
Me in my face.
Yeah. Literally just pointed a gun right at my face. Like,
right. So that talks about that goes to show that like, it doesn't matter what sex you are, man or woman. If you just don't know the fundamentals of safety or firearm handling, then you're not in any position to make assumptions about the next person. So
yeah. And and it's sad because I was talking to one of my girlfriends after that happened, and she had gone to a fly fishing like festival deal with her husband, and she wanted to look at something that was there for sale, and the people were just ignoring her. And she was like, this happened the same day that thing at the gun store happened to you. And she was like, they have no idea, like I'm the one who got my whole family into fly fishing. And it's just, I said to her, I left that store and I really didn't even think twice about it until JT brought it up afterwards. And it's sad that it's just like a normal thing for me to deal with. It's just something that it's happened forever. Like, and I've even said to him before, where like, I don't like to go into gun stores because I usually get treated like I don't know what's up, or like, oh, here, try this revolver. Like, that kind of a stigma around like females and shooting. And it's just sad. I wish it wasn't like that. I think there are a lot of, spaces that are trying to do better. There are a lot of gun stores that I know of just from like my writing and stuff that, they have females who run them. They have one behind the counter. They design their spaces in a way that's inviting for women. And even when we were at POMA, we went to Lake Erie Arms, like super inviting. They have like, they don't discriminate. Like there are places that you can go that aren't, crack like that. And so I'm thankful for, for those places who actually acknowledge that, I'm not just like the woman that's like standing behind my husband, like,
the giant man, the human man. So leave the younger generation, the ladies who might be listening to this, leave them a tip about entering the space? What is, if someone were to say, "Hey, Brittany, how do I get started, darling?" What would you say?
Oh man, I would just say just be confident and be yourself and do what you want to do. Like,
Yeah.
don't be afraid. If it's a male thing, a male dominated space, no matter what it is, it might not even be a firearms thing. It might be like, hey, I want to be an engineer, or hey, I want to work construction, or whatever. Like, just do you, and have the confidence and go in there and just kick ass, because people can't take that away from you. Like, you are your own person. You do the thing that you want. You have that confidence. You go in there, hold your head up high, and then just kill it.
Nice.
Talk that talk, Britt. Talk that. Let them know, Britt.
Lastly, where can people find you? Like, what's your social?
Oh yeah, Booth Media Group, and it's GRP at the end. That's on my socials, and then boothmediagroup.com.
Awesome. So, one, we want to thank you for being on the show. We appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
That's
Go ahead,
right.
Thanks for having me. It was fun,
Yeah,
friends.
amazing. We'll see you next month. We're excited.
Yeah. So, stay tuned for next episode.
Bye.